Hello and welcome to the Etch Play Weekly live show. And I'm doing live in quote marks because today, for the first time ever, the show is not live. I apologise to those of you who are live fans, but we're pre-recording this. It is Thursday, the 3rd of December, the last month of 2020. We've made it, nearly. And Dan Thomas is joining me to talk about the news for today. Dan, welcome to the
Hello.
show.
Thank you, Adam.
How's it
Welcome to
going?
this. Very good, very good. I'm happy to have made it to this final month of this year,
Yeah.
as we say most weeks. It's been a year.
We're grinding
So,
out 2020 like it's a roguelike.
absolutely.
So we've got some news to talk about as usual. It's all the latest industry news and discussion from older video games. That's the premise of the show. So let's get into it. First up, we're talking about Square Enix. Square Enix have instituted a permanent work from home policy. So this doesn't mean you have to work from home, but it means that people who work at Square Enix now have the option to work from home full time, and this is going to extend forever. When the pandemic's over. And yeah, it's quite an interesting development for a studio and a publisher of that size. Obviously, there are a lot of indie studios out there who operate in a remote way. We've talked about Moon Studios before, who made the Ori games, but this is perhaps the biggest video game publisher that I've heard of going for the work from home route. Dan, you got thoughts
Yeah.
about how this operates for Square Enix? How do you think it's going to go for them?
I think it's really interesting, really good news. It's been said the COVID-19 pandemic has mandated the digital strategy on many organizations, and I think that's a really good example of that. And perhaps it's indicative that a lot of these kinds of companies were ready to embrace a remote opportunity. And perhaps if we can take away any good from the global environment, perhaps it's the forced innovation and evolution of companies, and it's great to see a large games company stepping up and adopting that kind of practice. So I think it's great news, and well done Square Enix for embracing that fully, and be excited to see how that pans out over the coming years for them.
Elsewhere in financial news related to Square Enix, they announced this week that they've yet to recoup their investment on the Avengers franchise, so that game has underperformed compared to expectations, which is surprising, actually. I mean, it's one of the biggest franchises in the world, so obviously they're feeling the financial strain as well of that, and maybe we'll see some office closures potentially in relation to the work from home remit. Maybe those two things go hand in hand as a benefit for the employees, but also as a potential cost-saving measure for some of the studios there. Speaking of things that make lots and lots of money, Super Mario Bros. 3 has now become the most expensive video game ever sold. It's achieved the all-time high auction fee of $156,000. This is not just any copy of Super Mario Bros. 3, obviously. It's from an early production retail run, still sealed in fantastic condition. And you can tell it's one of the first ones ever made because it has subtly different box art. The positioning of the word brothers on the logo is in the wrong place, and that's how you know it's one of the first few hundred to be produced. And yeah, most expensive video game ever. I mean, that's pretty expensive.
Well, there we go. Have you needed justification for keeping hold of your old plastic junk? There's a good reason for it there.
Yeah, if you've got a Super Mario Brothers game that has the logo in the wrong place and you've kept it in incredibly good condition, I think this one's completely sealed, then you could be sitting on a fortune. Still waiting for my copies of the Xbox Burger King games to become collector's items. I've still got some copies of Sleep King somewhere. I'm waiting for those to go.
I'm sure. I mean, that sounds exactly the same kind of power brand that Super Mario Brothers 3 is.
That's the Beanie Babies of my generation. Burger King Xbox games. Elsewhere, what else has been going on this week? Fortnite. We're talking about Fortnite, and we're not talking about Apple versus Fortnite for a change. We're talking about the end of Season 4. The other day, yesterday, day before? It gets weird with the time zones because it happened in the States. Galactus, the giant Marvel villain, has been slowly getting closer in Fortnite, and that came to a head with the Nexus War event. I think that's what people are calling it. This is the biggest attended event of all time in Fortnite, beating the previous record of the Travis Scott concert. 15.3 million people played along to that, actually playing in the game, and they reckon over 3 million more watched it on Twitch and YouTube. The ending of this is that they blew Galactus up by driving all the Fortnite battle buses into his mouth for some reason. I don't pretend to understand the lore of that. And now Season 5 has started, and it's got new bounty game modes. It's got the Mandalorian in it. Got Baby Yoda. If you like Baby Yoda and you want to see him in your Fortnite, now you can. So congrats to everyone involved at Epic. Sounds like it was a success.
Yeah, I mean, we talk a lot about long life games, and I really think Fortnite is kind of paving the way as to how that works, and to achieve those kinds of numbers, to embrace the player audience and the viewer audience in the way that they have. And yeah, I just think it's regardless of your opinions on the game in terms of a platform and an evolving ecosystem, it's just incredible to see the things that they come up with.
Yeah, hugely successful. And yeah, I'm sure it's not the last time we'll be talking about Fortnite and a big live event. Let's look forward to the next one. Speaking of Battle Royale, like how all the news articles are linked today.
Seamless.
Nice little segue. It's almost like I planned it. Halo Infinite is rumoured to be getting a Battle Royale. I mean, this is a rumour that has existed, but it was given some credence by a tweet this week, which has since been deleted. And it wasn't from an official account or anything. It's from a claimed insider. 343 actually unofficially also tweeted, one of their staff tweeted that rumour was unfounded, but they stopped short of denying it. So who knows?
You're a sucker for a juicy rumour, aren't you?
I do like a rumour, yeah. I mean, yeah, surely there's no way that there hasn't at least been a discussion about this in a Halo boardroom. There absolutely has to have been.
If you have the biggest brand on a platform and it's a first person shooter and you're trying to extend the life cycle of that brand, you would be missing a trick to not at least, like say, have that discussion around a board table somewhere. I don't think anybody would be surprised if that became a mode, and I would welcome it. Yeah, we're both Halo fans. I think a bit of Battle Royale on my Halo, I'd be keen to give that a try.
Yeah, I could imagine it being good. I mean, Halo obviously stands on the shoulders of giants in terms of its position in the industry and the things that it's innovated around in the console space. But yeah, I mean, famously, if you think back to the Halo 2 and Halo 3 days, they were the go-to place for interesting game modes, things like Infection and Rocket Race and all these different creative things people were doing with it, especially in kind of Halo 3, Halo Reach era. So it wouldn't surprise me that, I mean, I'm expecting there to be a lot of modes in it probably, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of them. We talked about Nintendo before, and we're talking about them again. We've talked about Super Nintendo World. This is a theme park themed around Mario and his friends, being built at Universal Studios Japan. They've now announced that it's opening on February 4th, 2021. Sounds a little ambitious. I mean, is anyone going to go to this theme park in February? Is everything going to be fine in 2 months? I'm not so sure. I mean, I don't know what it's like in Japan. Maybe it's fine. But yeah, it's Super Nintendo World. So the time is getting near down for you to buy those tickets, take the whole team to Japan. And there's rides here, including Mario Kart themed ride, as you can imagine. But also, a lot of effort's gone into the set dressing and the props and stuff, so it all looks and feels like you're in a Mario game.
Yeah, I bet it'll be amazing.
Yeah, I think so too. Hopefully, it opens as planned and people can enjoy it safely. Lastly, on the news segment, then we always end with something what we call Games for Good. So this is about celebrating the things that illustrate that games can be a powerful force for good, and celebrating some of the positive news in the industry. This week's story is the Jingle Jam 2020 Games Bundle. So you can find this at jinglejam.co.uk if you're interested. And this is a bundle that you can buy, and it's supporting charities. So you're getting £400 worth or more than £400 worth of games and in-game items when you donate £25 or more to one of their 12 supported charities. Some of the games on offer include Etch Play favourites like Dicey Dungeons, Among Us, and Drawful. And the charities supported they've worked with include Cancer Research UK and Oxfam. So really positive outcome, and one of several bundles this year that we've seen raising a lot of money for charity. So if you're interested in supporting charity, if you've got money to spare this Christmas, you want to get a bunch of games and also make yourself feel good, check out Jingle Jam. That sounds like a good deal, wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely, definitely. And I believe another one of the charities supported Special Effect, who are a big kind of stalwart in the games industry. So amazing charity. Check them out. Support Jingle Jam. Play some games.
Yeah. We're going to throw some gameplay, and even though the whole show is pre-recorded, we're still going to act like it's not. This is
Just don't tell anyone, and they'll never know.
They already know. Everyone knows.
Oh.
They're going to tell because I'm going to edit it so it's totally smooth. And there's like no, I'm not. I haven't got time for that. I'm too busy. This is Rollercoaster Tycoon 3, though. So I played a bit of this and had a little chat with myself about the Epic Games Store strategy of giving away free games, because this game was free a few weeks ago. So enjoy, and we'll see you back here after the gameplay. Welcome to Etch Play Park. This is Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 Complete Edition, which includes the Soaked expansion pack and the Wild expansion pack, which allows you to do kind of pool complexes and water rides and zoo stuff with animals, respectively. Rollercoaster Tycoon is a theme park management sim, big in the 90s, and actually the third version, this version I'm playing here, originally came out in 2004. And if you've never played the game before, it's pretty simple. You can build your own theme park. You can draw paths. You can choose rides to put there. What should we put here? Let's put a floundering ferry, and put the entrance there and the exit there. Apparently the filters on generic changing room 5 have become clogged. I'll try and deal with that in a second. And you basically get to create the theme park of your dreams and see how it does. I'm playing in sandbox mode right now, which is people who don't like being constrained by the rules of the game, because the game frequently challenges you to achieve a certain level of guest happiness or a certain amount of money with very limited resources. I prefer the creative aspect, which is making my own theme park. Like right now, I've just made this ride. In fact, what we can do is you should test rides before you do it with this orange button. I'm just going to open the ride straight away. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's one of the ones that just exists as standard. But let me show you around. I've got rides that are all themed around the people that I work with, because this is Etch Play Park. So this here, what's this ride? The Extended Experience. And what you can do at any point is you can switch to Coaster Cam and you can enjoy the ride yourself. So let's have a go on the Extended Experience. This is one of the longest rides in the park. It features a volcano and a T-Rex. But I might not really get to that. Some down stuff. There's the volcano. You might be wondering why I'm playing a game from 2004. It's now 16 years later. The reason I'm playing the game is because it was recently free on Epic Games Store. So if you're not familiar with the kind of ecosystem on PC storefronts, Steam is far and away the kind of most successful and most beloved video game store. They don't have a lot of competition historically. There is some competition. But Epic Games, creators of Fortnite and Unreal Engine, as well as other such things that make them very much money, have created their own store as kind of a competitor, and fairly aggressively. Okay, cool. The filters on generic changing room 5 have been unclogged. I'm guessing one of my janitors sorted that out for me. What was I saying? Epic Games. Fairly aggressive marketing strategy of just giving away games for free, basically. So every week there's a different free game. We've included a number of indie darlings like Minute, Subnautica and Super Meat Boy. Some of my personal favourites include Rebel Galaxy and Celeste, and most famously recently they gave away GTA 5 for free to anyone who signs up to the store, basically. You don't have to buy anything, you can just create an account and get them for free. So why not? It's quite a lot of fun. I'll give you a quick tour of these rides then, just to show you what I've done. Obviously, there's dinosaurs and stuff here. This is Dan Thomas Tower, which is a free-fall ride. Might see if I can give you a look at the coaster cam on that in a second, or I might not. What else have we got? Mobin's Meteor, Gambin's Ghost Train. I mean, this is amusing to me, but you guys don't know who these people are necessarily, unless you work with us. This is Ben's Joyride. You should know Ben Joy. He's on the show, regular contributor. In fact, let's see if we can have a little ride on Ben Joy's ride. You saw there just before I started this coaster cam won some awards for my park. The game has decided that my park is very good. I'm very proud of them. And yeah, I think it's great fun. I really enjoy fantasizing about ultimate theme parks you can create. What have we got over here? This is Pete's Pipeline. Much love to Pete, one of our developers here in the Etch Play team. Let's see if we can get a look at Pete's Pipeline. And yeah, like I say, if you have a PC and you can play games, a lot of these games are simple to run, like I said, it's 2004, so if you've never played it, you have an opportunity to catch up. Now is a great time. I have actually missed this specific game. Oh, it's night time. A lot of time passed very suddenly there. My park's still open though, everyone still loves this ride. Yeah, so this game is no longer free because it was free for a week. You've missed that one, but there is a new game every week. What have we got here? Joe's Track Mania. Have a look at that. Well, it is night time, watch how much you can actually see in these rides in the dark. Hear someone screaming with what I can only assume is some form of pleasure. Oh yeah, I've got a huge pool. How did I forget the pool? Over here in the pool area, we've got a little hot tub. We've got Adam's Aqua Blaster. Let's see if we can ride on that. That's fun. And it's got a shark next to it, so you know it's good. There's the shark. Yeah, the shark just pretends to attack you as soon as you set off on your journey here. And last but not least, elsewhere in the pool, we've got the Bud Bowl, so named for Emma Budd, friend of the team, honorary play member, and avid watcher of the show. Yeah, that's like one of those bowl slides where you go on a mat and you fall through at the end. We can probably watch someone going down there. Yep. So yeah, that's my park. I had a lot of fun making it. It's a good way to waste time on a Sunday. And yeah, it's an interesting aspect of Epic Games Store's strategy to give away games that are so beloved for free. If you're interested in catching future free games, make sure you sign up. And I'm going to throw it back to the studio and probably speak to you again in like 10 seconds, but in the future. Back to me. That was Rollercoaster Tycoon 3, and we are back. You're watching the Etch Play Weekly live show, which is about all the latest industry news and discussion from a lot of video games. There's no discussion segment this week. It's a slightly shorter show. We apologise. We've got a lot going on this week. We've got a company meeting that we're both actually in right now. So this is pre-recorded, and we will be back live properly next week at 4 p.m. So if you're watching now and you're thinking, this was pretty good, I want to watch some more, you can do. It's every week at a regular time. Just follow us on Twitch, which you can do by pressing the button. It's down in the corner right now. And if you're watching on YouTube via our catch-up service, kind of BBC iPlayer but for Etch Play, you can subscribe there as well and get notified whenever we launch a new video. Thanks for joining me, Dan.
Thank you. Been a pleasure.
Thanks to you at home for watching. We appreciate it. And we will see you next week live at 4 p.m. here on Twitch. See you next time.
Am I supposed to do a Ben Joy and say something about that?
Yeah. That's the thing now. Just leave it up until someone says something awkward.